Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I'm Adam. I'm back again. You may have seen I released a video, and like a second later, it was an update on Woodward quitting. We'll talk about that in a minute. A second after I pressed release on the video, or publish, whatever the word is they use on YouTube, the news broke that Manchester United have pulled out of this European Super League. Music to my ears. I don't mind about having to make a new video. I don't mind about having to delete the other video. I don't care about that. This is music to my ears. I'm sure it's music to your ears. We have been given some double whammy today. Now, you may have heard me earlier on today in my other video mentioning how I was hopeful that fans, players, captains, managers, etc. could come together to stop this. Little did I know it had happened in like 24 hours. Let me tip my hat to all of you football fans of all of the clubs. Every club. Forget just the clubs that wanted to break away. Even Leeds fans yesterday were at it as well. Credit to all of the fans for protesting. Credit to the players and the managers and the captains that have stood up and been counted at a real difficult time for the sport, where the sport could have changed and been unrecognisable to the sport we've grown up loving. So hats off to every single one of them for putting the nails in the coffin of the European Super League. But we still have to keep going, especially the likes of Manchester United fans, Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans. We need to get rid of these owners. We need to get rid of these owners. There's talk about a protest happening on Saturday at Old Trafford. I hope that protest still happens. But absolutely delightful news that Manchester United have withdrawn from the European Super League. I will read the statement right now, and I'll also read the statement in relation to Ed Woodward as well, who has quit as Manchester United CEO in what has been an amazing day for Man United fans and football fans in terms of getting this turned around. We had heard there started to be cracks showing earlier in the day. I did a video on Maguire confronting Ed Woodward. Luke Shaw was also believed to have confronted Ed Woodward. We then saw a statement from him coming out, saying that he was against this and they needed to listen to fans and players and the people that matter within the game. So hats off to them as well for being able to, because it's not easy, for these. This is their livelihood. They're going up against people that own. What if the owners of the Super League clubs just went, fuck you lot, here's your contract, see you later, and we'll buy someone else to replace you, we've got all the money. So you have to take your hat off to those guys. But this is the statement from Manchester United. It says, Manchester United will not participate in the European Super League. We have listened carefully to the reaction from our fans, the UK government and other key stakeholders. We remain committed to working with others across the football community to come up with sustainable solutions to long-term challenges facing the game. We know there needs to be changes. We know there needs to be changes to, ownership models within football, to the way UEFA, FIFA and the Premier League is run, the way money is distributed, etc. But giving power, more power to our game, to the likes of John W. Henry, to the likes of the Glazers, would have been utter disaster for the sport. Getting a competition where other teams can't enter that. The likes of Leicester, West Ham not being in the European competition because what? You lot have locked it off to yourselves. That's not football. You're killing the dreams and hopes of fans and players and kids all around the world when you do that. And I'm so happy that the players that have made it, the players that are at those clubs, they've thought about people that will be coming after them. They've not just thought about themselves and thought, oh, actually, we might double our wages here. Because imagine if they had. Hats off to everyone within the media as well. I disagree with Gary Neville sometimes, and I disagreed with the way he spoke about the owners previously. But he's come out, vocally against them. He's called them leeches today on Sky Sports. Hats off to Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher for coming out against their clubs. Because the likes of them, the likes of ex-players, the likes of current players, the likes of, fans coming out on social media would have had a massive impact in what we're seeing. And you'll see the statements from all the clubs. They'll say that they would have listened to the fans. Funnily enough, with Manchester United though, they've not gone as far as apologising, which is typical, isn't it? Now, earlier on today, when we heard about Ed Woodward quitting, I thought that was going to be the best news of the day. Now, that's still amazing news. Ed Woodward has left his role as CEO at Manchester United. And Nicky Butt's reaction was, I'm sure, all of our reactions. I'm sure it's all of our reactions now to this news about the Super League as well. And Ed Woodward's leaving the club at the end of the season. And I'm sure it might be a case that the Glazers have gone, let's get him to quit. We'll give him a loyalty bonus at the end of the season. We'll blame this whole European Super League on him. Joe Glazer had his name on it as well. So we're coming for yous lot. We're coming for yous lot. And hopefully the government will continue with the legislation they're proposing. Hopefully protests will continue. And hopefully we can see some change, as sceptical as I am in terms of fan ownership and stuff. But we also hear reports from Mike Keegan, from the Daily Mail, that following the breakdown of the Super League, the Glazers are now considering selling the club. And that, again, I'll use this phrase, is music to my ears. You take that with the 50+1 ownership model that the government are potentially looking at. Again, I wouldn't hold my breath on that. But if you combine those two things, and we're living in dream worlds today, and the Glazers sold, and we had a legislation which meant fans had to have some sort of representation within the ownership. Can you imagine those two things happening at the same time? Now, it's going to take a long time for a £3 to £4 billion, company, as they will see it, to be sold. But if the Glazers now think this is their time to get out of here, they put nothing into the club when they bought it. They've brought it up to what a company, well, they've not brought it up, but the company's now worth, $4 billion or something like that. They can sell it with a healthy profit. Now, I don't want to go from out of the frying pan and into the fire and end up with the Saudis or something. But if the government, put in these legislation, if fans ensure that our voices continue to be heard, we can reclaim our game. We can reclaim some stake of our clubs. It's an absolutely phenomenal day. And I'm sure there'll be more to fall out from this, and I'll keep you covered here on AdamMcKola TV. The lads will keep you covered, and myself as well on Stretford Paddock. I'm down there with the boys tomorrow, so there's going to be loads more coming your way. Make sure you're keeping it locked, liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, all of that on what is a monumental day. Woodward quits, the Glazers potentially selling, and the European Super League has fallen flat on its arse. The final nail has been put in its coffin, and football fans have won. But the battle doesn't stop here. If United fans are thinking of protesting on Saturday, I would say protest still. Let's see how far we can take this. Let's see how far we can take this. Same with other football fans, Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans, Spurs fans, the fans of the other clubs. Protest. Let's see how far we can push this, what kind of legislation we can get put through, and whether we can change the way our clubs are owned. I've been skeptical about that for a long time. I thought it was over, any hope of that, but it's a little bit of hope here today. But regardless of that, great news for all of us. Ed Woodward's gone, the Super League is gone. Long live football. Get your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. For now, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.